Alright, so welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. Is your host with the most. Watch out. Remember, I'm telling you, Jamaican scammer them say, if you want a free flight to the United States of America, you see, go and do what you do. Because they are coming for you. You're going to get a chartered flight. So you can go brag about, you go on a chartered plane. Now, that wasn't for me. Enough people come on and tell me, suck up my mother and all these things. That wasn't for me to put anybody down. That was just for me, SouFLoTV, to put you up on some information. This one right here, 42 Jamaicans get flown out in style on a chartered flight from the United Kingdom back into Jamaica. Are you aware of this? But here's the backstory behind this. Watch this. So, despite a protest that was staged outside the High Commission in London Tuesday, the British government deported 42 Jamaicans amid claims that they were tricked and that the expulsions were unjust. So in other words, the 42 Jamaican them was fighting to not go back to where they come from, their island, their land of birth, Jamaica. It always amazed me how people run away and left Jamaica, and because them get a little opportunity for going to other foreign lands. That's why I always say put down something which part you come from, because you never know. People, a real thing may I tell you, the only place in the world them can deport you from, they cannot deport you from, is that place that you were born at. Alright? So in other words then, if you was a Jamaican, they can't deport you from Jamaica. They can fling you out at any other place in the world you go. But for some reason, Jamaicans tend to go other places and catch up and feel nice. As soon as them get comfortable, them start feel like say they will never go back to Jamaica or cannot be sent back to Jamaica. Their privileges cannot be revoked and them reach heaven. Them kind of things. So anyways, the deportees, some carrying only bag of personal possessions, arrived in Kingston on a chartered flight. Them a fly like star. Cause me know say Beyonce and Jay-Z and them charter flights. Me don't know. But anyway, yesterday morning, they were taken to Mobile Reserve, the police unit at Marion Road, where they were processed before being released to anxious relatives. Me hear say a uncle 22 of the relatives came to pick up, out of the 42 came to pick up their people. Most hid their faces on release, except for one irate middle-aged man. He accused the British authorities of using racism and bullyism to affect the deportation and to blame the Jamaican government for being a sellout. You don't know that long time already. Big and serious. You don't know that long time already. Uganda, England, go call them racist. Wasn't Jamaica ruled under the British system? Did England import friggin' Africans into Jamaica to farm up them sugarcane island, them sugarcane place and all these places? Did they not rape, pillage and plunder and make hundreds of millions and billions and trillions of dollars off of your blood, sweat and tears of your ancestors and you, and still own businesses there today that make a lot of money off of them, off of the people? So why not talk about the racism and all these things? I saw the people them things set. But for those who want to keep continuing to sing Kumbaya and act like the world is fair and it's all good, everybody loves you, man. Alright, hear what the man said. Him said he was sent back to Jamaica over a few bags of weed, but argued that the British robbed and raped the world and no one is holding them responsible for that. I so hate when people say them things that, because look brother, the British robbed and raped the world, yes, we know that to be true, but look at the position that you're in now, right? How is that helping your situation by you saying that? Regurgitating some shit that everybody else already know. No progress, that's all. Alright? I'm a Rasta man, he said. What do you expect of me? I smoke it. He said in reference to marijuana. Alright, sir. I don't think every Rasta smoke marijuana, but I could be wrong. Right? He said he had already completed 4 months out of the 9-month sentence that they gave him, but the immigration authorities held him for another 4 months. Then, them just said to him one day, I appealed everything and they turned it down, everything, and pushed it aside, he told the journalist. Alright? So, people who issued ticket for the charter flight on Wednesday have complied with the conditions imposed upon them by the Home Office. They have succumbed to the Home Office every demand, and now they have been tricked and kidnapped. Each person told the reporting story. They went to sign at the Home Office reporting center as required and were tricked. The Unity Center said earlier this week in the news release headlines, Home Office restarts racist Jamaican charter flights. So check this out. Let me tell you something about this. SouFLoTV saw a video one time where they was doing some immigration stuff in the UK. I don't remember what it's called. Immigration UK checkpoint or something like that. Anyway, them run upon people randomly, and it is their country and their right to do so. So apparently, them have a few people here that they had on some restrictions where they have to come and sign in. The people them I say, they complied with all the laws, rules and regulations up to the point where they went to sign in, and you can imagine if you go sign in this week, right? And them say you must sign in every Friday. So you sign in Friday, nothing happen. You sign in every Friday in a January, nothing happen. Every Friday in a February, nothing happen. First Friday in a March, you sign in, nothing happen. Second Friday in a March, you go sign in, then grab you and say, come inside. And you're not going nowhere. That's what the people are calling kidnapping, right? So now you're stuck in this place and you're like, shit, mate, I just came to sign in, right? But them I said, no, we've finally reviewed your case. We just didn't want to cause a squalor. We didn't want you to run off further into the country, into the UK. So we had you come down, you signing in, but at the Queen's pleasure, we've decided that you will be deported and you will be sent back to Jamaica, right? So adapt go on also. So the people that get deported and come back to Jamaica, right? And they're mad about it. A lot of them are mad about it. Critics have raised questions and tactics used by the Home Office Immigration Enforcement, which has been accused of strategically detaining individuals to fill the flight without consideration of their circumstances, the Guardian said. That means that them not care if you are 75 years old and you've been there since you are 20. Them not care if you have picnic on the ground, mother or picnic was just born. Them not care about none of that. All they care about is fling up on the flight, send you back to which part you come from. You fight the legal battles from that end. And if you come back, then you were meant to come back. Well, how can you blame the people them? I'm not speaking on their behalf, but I'm saying, when you have Africans fighting against Africans, we are such a divided people. Check this out, another angle to this story. Me I read and me I watch a couple protests, and it wasn't shocking because black people will sell out at the drop of a dime. That's why we will always and forever be kissing other people's asses, because we know nothing about unity. Alright? Watch this. I mean, I blame them and talk about, yeah, them make we not unified. No, we make we not unified because we already know what we know. We just don't know how to put our shit into play. Right? So, anyway, now, when I see these big, I was actually watching again and I saw a big protest going on. And the protest was in England or the UK. And there were lots and lots of black people in the protest. People that were born and raised in the UK. That were protesting to fling people, immigrants, out of the country. Because them said the people that come take up the whole of them job and take up the whole of them housing benefits and the whole of them. They're coming here and living on the dole, they said. And it's taking up our money and our benefits for our children and these kinds of things. Black people, they're in England, I said that about other black people, fling them out of the country. They're saying to fling out people, but see, in these people's minds, they've been taught that when you go protest like that, they must say fling out the Germans, fling out the Macedonians, fling out the Palestinians, fling out them now and tell you say, the first set of people them are going to grab and fling out of some people that look just like you. So here you have British people, black British people, born there, raised there, that's begging for other black people that are living there to be thrown the hell out of the country. So with that said, how can you say anything else about it? So, watch a man. One woman spoke to the Observer and she was on the verge of tears when she said she was anxious to see her son, who was locked up in the United Kingdom in 2014 or 2016 now, right? She said she had been in contact with him through about twice monthly through phone calls facilitated by a chaplain at the prison where he had been incarcerated. She said that while she was happy to have her son home, she was devastated by the circumstances under which he had been forced to return. The Glasgow-based Unity Centre said it has been in contact with more than 50 Jamaicans detained in the UK immigration, and that everyone we have spoken to has been here since they were children and have no family or friends in Jamaica. Me, I will cut this story short. That's up. Because, let me tell you something. When you release, these people don't mean Jamaica no good. Poor little Jamaica. And Jamaican government don't mean Jamaica no good. Poor little Jamaica. Watch this. When you left Jamaica, I say, from you a baby, these people are unleashing people that are no longer Jamaicans. Them are Jamaican by birth. Yes, and you cannot take that away from anybody. But when you have someone that left Jamaica at 2 years old, and them a come back and they have never returned. A lot of these people have never returned to Jamaica, not even for a vacation. Okay? If you talk to them, you can tell right away because them sound it, them talk it, walk it, look it, everything. These people, a lot of them have never returned. So when you have people that left Jamaica 2 years old, 3, 4, and 6 years old, and now come back in them 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, these people have a totally different mind frame, a totally different mindset. They're used to a totally different type of life, especially the ones that are hardened criminals or the ones that have criminal behavior and criminal intentions. The only thing them a come do, a burden blood clot Jamaica, is just like when Fidel Castro up in prison them, free up the people them, and tell them to jump on the liquor off and head that way. For those of y'all, because America had a thing at the time where they were actually turning around Haitians in the water, like they would meet the boats, trying to make it into America, to the US, down in Miami, them a try reaching a runway from poverty in Haiti and hard life, and US Coast Guards were turning their boats around in the water. But they were instructed to let the light-skinned wavy hair people them in. In other words, let the Cubans in then, but turn the Haitians around, right? So Fidel Castro said, okay, so that y'all do. Alright, up in the prison them. Everybody come out. Go upon the liquor off. Go so. What he did was, he flooded that part of the United States of America with criminals. Seasoned criminals. So this is exactly what they're doing to Jamaica right now. Because, like I said before, enough of these people, many of them probably aren't criminals, but they're going to have to live some kind of way and survive some kind of way. It's not going to pretty upon them. The stigma in Jamaica alone when you're a deportee is a burden to bear. So it's no wonder enough of the people them cover up them face. They don't want to make it for the newspaper. A lot of them, like I said, hadn't been back in so long. The language sounds so different to them. The vibes, the tempo of how the country run, the way how business is conducted, the way how people communicate with each other. Everything is foreign to them coming back into the country. This goes to say, at the end of this, I'm going to say this. We are able to provide documentation such as birth certificate and TRN, and we work with government agencies, non-government agencies, and donor agencies. This is not necessarily an exceptional event. We are here every month, and in some instances, it's weekly thing. Jones said, noting that 70 people are deported from the United States weekly, but that deportation from the UK are not as frequent. So, people, the big deal about, I don't know what part the big deal was about these 42 people being deported from the UK. I guess because the UK does not deport that many on a weekly basis. This was a charity organization that come pick up deportees and help them to reintegrate back into society in Jamaica and all of these things, right? So, this is called the Treasurer of the National Organization of Deported Migrants. The man named Dwight Jones. And them I tell we say, them go there every month, twice a month, sometimes even weekly, because 70 US people a week are get deported, or 70 people getting deported weekly from the United States of America. 70 people weekly from the United States of America. And we are make a big deal about the people them who get deported. 42 get deported from England in a how long? From the UK in a how long? SouFLoTV did a video a long time ago where we talked about Jamaica being having the highest rate of deported people from the United States of America and the United Kingdom, or in the world for that matter. I don't even remember the demographics because I did do my research on it and come do the video for you. But I'm going to go up on the channel and look it up, and if I find it I will put the link in the description for this video. If not, hit the link in the description at this video and you're going to hear more on this from a different angle. Now, let me say this in closing. Uno who get a chance to fly out and go a peep a foreign land, uno must remember to put down something on the yard here, because I know so it a go all the time for uno. People, laws, rules and regulations change. And when them feel like them want to fling you out of them country, that is exactly what they're going to do. Alright? So, SouFLoTV, man, like, comment, share and subscribe. I'm up out of here. Peace.